This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. My name is Tom Alexander, and my guest today is Gretchen Watson. Gretchen Watson is from the Mindful Nomadic. You can find her and her crew, her whole family there on Instagram. Gretchen, welcome.
Hi. It's nice to be a part.
Well, thank you for hopping on here with us. You're in the great state of Mississippi, not too far away from Jackson, Mississippi, right there in the middle of the state. That's home. Yeah. That's home base. And taking a little respite from the road right now, but back out on the road again soon, I guess, huh?
Yes. Actually, next week.
Next week. Okay. Terrific. Yeah. Terrific. I'm sure with having to have adjusted, as everybody has, with varying degrees of seriousness with the pandemic and places you can go and places you can't go. I'm sure you had your challenges, but you guys have been on the road a fair amount this year?
A good bit. Yeah, we've actually been on the road quite a bit, even since the pandemic. I mean, it really hasn't slowed us down. We've learned how to maneuver and find things to do, even with, some of the restrictions and closures.
That's terrific. And let me ask you this. Where was the last place you were? Someplace exciting, maybe, that you were on before Mississippi, back home?
We were chasing waterfalls in Tennessee for the summer. We had planned on going to Michigan, but with gas prices, we had to kind of, shorten our trip, not go so far. And so we decided that we were going to make a summer of chasing some waterfalls in Tennessee. And we got to see some really amazing ones. It was a lot of fun. Wow,
that's great. Yeah, they can be quite captivating. It's really fun to look at those and experience them from whether they're out in the woods somewhere small and just serene and beautiful to a place like Niagara Falls. I mean, it varying sizes and things. So I'm guessing that the whole family enjoyed that very much.
Yes, we did. We did a lot of hikes and pushed us a little past some of our comfort levels. But when we were done and we accomplished it, it felt so amazing that we all were able to accomplish it, including the kids. They loved it. That's
great. Now, how old are the kids? How you got two with you?
I have five. I have five.
Okay.
So they range from 7 to 15.
Wow. Okay. So, well, that's a big crew, and everybody manages to get along just fine in the trailer.
They do. Actually, one of the reasons we started doing this was because we wanted to grow our bond with our kids and their bond together, and it's worked. I mean, they're typical siblings. They have their days where one or two of them will get on each other's nerves, but for the most part, they really have a closer bond for being together so much and for taking these adventures together.
Well, that's terrific. I could tell you this: I'm an only child, and I get on my own nerves, so I can understand. I can understand that. Hey, you know what, Gretchen? Let's take a quick break. I want to talk to you about a few things on the other side. I do want to let folks know, though, you can find Gretchen and her family, the Mindful Nomadic, with over 25,000 followers, which is amazing. And you can find them on Instagram at the Mindful Nomadic, right? That's the place to track them down. Some beautiful photos. Check them out. And they've been, that song with Johnny Cash, I've Been Everywhere, Man. It seems like you guys have been a lot of places. We'll come back and talk about all that on the flip side of this. This is the RV Advisor Podcast, back with Gretchen Watson in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Here are 5 words every RV enthusiast should know. Advocacy, community, education, resources, rewards. That's what the RV Advisor was built on, along with protecting your rights. Visit thervadvisor.com.
We're back on the RV Advisor podcast. My name's Tom Alexander. My guest is Gretchen Watson. And, I got to tell you, Gretchen, when I see this number of 25,400 plus in terms of followers, that's astounding. That's a lot of folks. The Mindful Nomadic. And it says large full-time family in a travel trailer, and tips for fellow traveling families as well. You road school. I like the name of that. Instead of homeschool, you road school. That's really cool.
That's right.
Because you can just learn so much when you're out there. Drink it all in, right?
That's right. Right. Yeah. There's only so much you get from a book, but when you can see it in person, it just changes the perspective.
That is a recurring theme on this show. We have talked about that with a lot of folks, particularly younger folks like yourselves who road school, homeschool, and share these amazing places in the United States with their kids. And yes, you can only get so much out of a book. Books are awesome, but when you see it in person, it's just the greatest thing. Experiencing it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I know you're heading out, not next week, you said,
right,
to some new frontiers. Orlando is on the docket, and tell us why you're going to Orlando.
Our oldest was in a fine arts district competition, and he makes homemade lures out of wood, fishing lures. That's his thing. And so he won, and he is able to go to nationals, and they're holding it in Orlando. So we're headed out that way for him to do this competition and then do a little work while we're out there.
That is awesome. Yeah. Now, so let's see, you'll be coming, Mississippi. So you'll be coming across the Gulf Coast, so to speak, and heading across, I guess, Alabama, and you get into Florida and the Panhandle, and then down through the central part of the state. It's a little bit of a schlep, isn't it?
A little bit, but we break it up. So, we don't do it all in one day. So, we got a couple of stops in between.
Good for you. And are there going to be some highlights on the way over, like a few things that are on must-sees on the way over?
Yeah, we're actually stopping at the, I'm not sure if I'll pronounce it right, but the Ponce de Leon Springs. We're going to stop, experience that. And then after the competition, we are going to Camp Margaritaville and going to experience that, and even take the kids to Legoland. So we've got some fun things coming up.
Boy, that sounds like a lot of fun. Now, are you going to make some time for some of the theme parks there in the Orlando area?
Probably just Legoland, but we've got a couple of other things that's not so popular we're going to be highlighting.
Gotcha. All right. You know what? It's funny you say that, because I tend to gravitate toward the more off Broadway, if you will, places to go see. Just those things that are a little, not tourist traps, or things that are just a little unusual. So it sounds like that's sort of, you enjoy that as well.
We do too. We like to find the little diamonds in the rough that nobody really sees.
That is great. That is great. Now, how long have you been doing this, by the way? How long have you been full-timing?
Since 2019. So a little over 3 years now.
Okay. So you've got some experience under your belt, and the kids are loving it. They're all about it.
Yeah, they are. We touch base with them often, and when things change and we come back home just to make sure, and they all still love being on the road. So, we're doing it as a family.
Wow, that's great. That is wonderful. Now, are there other places that you have maybe your sights set on here in later on in the year, or maybe even early next year?
Yes, we are headed to Sedona. This will be the first time we've ever been to Sedona, So we are so excited. We get to try out some boondocking out there. This will be kind of and we've done a little bit, but this will be, full-fledged boondocking for us. So we're excited about trying that and getting some experience. And so that's where we're headed in the fall.
Terrific. My guest is Gretchen Watson from the Mindful Nomadic, and we're talking about road trips, so to speak. And, Gretchen, again, the number of followers you have is really great, over 25,000. Did it surprise you that when you started, all these folks started following you? I'm sure it was a gradual acceleration in the numbers, but I mean, when you started to see, oh my gosh, we're in the tens of thousands of followers, did it come as a surprise?
Yeah, it did. Actually, at the beginning of the year, I started working with a hot mod agency, and I wanted to, get a better grip on my account, find my groove, so to speak. And so they helped me do that, and then kind of taught me the ropes, but consistency and just not giving up when you're discouraged and keep going. And that's kind of what did it. But yeah, I'm very grateful. I mean, for people to find our life interesting. And I try to make sure I'm posting content that is helpful and it's a good resource that people will want to follow and read. So yeah,
well, it's working. Here's a news flash for you, right? It's right. I'm sure you got that figured out. Well, that's amazing. And you also said you've got a presence over on TikTok as well, with about 6,600 followers over there. So the numbers are growing both places. And yes, folks, you can track the Mindful Nomadic down on right here on Instagram, and some really, really cool photos and, things to see, and shots of people just having fun, which is what it's all about. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Well, it'd be fun to get back again and say hello again, maybe from a somewhere on the road, a cool location. Maybe we'll visit with you in the fall.
Yeah, that would be great, especially after we're out at Sedona. That would be wonderful. Give some live information of how it's going.
We would love to talk to you from Sedona, and maybe we even get some. Maybe we'll do a mobile. Get you on your phone, and get some great landscape shots of the rocks.
Yes.
It looks like Mars out there from everything I've heard. I haven't been there, but it's just amazing. The red, yeah.
We were able to go to Utah last fall, and we loved it. Wasn't able to stop by Sedona. So yeah, the red rocks, they have my heart. I love being out there.
Yeah, I've heard so much about it. I've got a couple of friends that have spent a fair amount of time out there. And they just say it's life-changing. It's like a vortex of wonderfulness. So yeah. You gotta get out there. Well, listen, Gretchen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And also, you know what, folks, if you have some questions about life on the road, right? I know that you guys kind of give some cool travel tips, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Send the questions my way. I'll be happy to answer them.
There you go. Tell the folks again where they can find you on Instagram.
At the Mindful Nomadic on Instagram.
The Mindful Nomadic, right there on Instagram. All right, Gretchen Watson, safe travels, fun journeys, and best to your family.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back right after these words to wrap things up. Stay tuned.
The rights of the RV enthusiast are important. That's why the RV Advisor has built a nationwide network of RV owners, empowering you with advice you can trust. Visit thervadvisor.com.
Welcome back to the RV Advisor podcast, and look who it is, a familiar face, our guest coordinator, Neve Carizzacco. Hey, Neve.
Hey Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's always great to see you. It looks like a
Same.
beautiful day there in the neighborhood.
It is. It's lovely.
Good. I know we had a few rain showers this morning, but I think we've powered through those now, and we're good to go.
We're getting there.
We are getting there. And speaking of getting there, we're doing a lot of different things here at the RV Advisor, and one of the things we've done is start a new pod, and I know we're currently in the process of building the infrastructure for that, and also getting our guests. It's called Consumer Court.
Yeah.
And why don't you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. You know, I worked for Gigi for years and years, and the one common denominator across the board is people having issues, whether it's when they're purchasing a new unit, a used unit, you know, promised certain things during sale, whether it's during a repair.
Yeah.
And, you know, being that she has such extensive knowledge of the industry, Gigi, people reach out to her all of the time. And especially now since we set up the RVACA and RV Advisor, people have a platform where they are able to reach out to us, let us know their story, you know, help them spread their story. But most importantly, what we're here trying to do with this new podcast is have an avenue for people to maybe have a solution to the problem. Heavily supported by Gigi herself, given she's the one that, you know, knows the ins and outs of this industry, and we basically are the backup to that as far as the support, whether it be, you know, you and I creating podcasts, getting people on the show, spreading the word through all of our social media platforms, making and creating videos, and using our publishing team, our media team, to create these nice videos for these people to be able to spread the word on what they're being affected by through, you know, or the RV industry. So yeah, it's been sad. It's been terrible. There's been a lot of people, you know, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to buy an RV, rent an RV, repair one. And a lot of the time it's people that have exciting new journeys ahead, and they're just halted by terrible cases of negligence and fraud, and, you know, all of that other stuff that nobody should ever see or deserve. So yeah, it's been terrible to read and talk through these issues with people, but it's also been very, very exciting to, you know, try see where we can help them out. So yeah, that's where they're at. Oh, we have a guest. We have
Go. Do we have a
Mr.
guest
Cole.
on? Oh, there's Cole. Hey, buddy. How are you? Who is that? Who is that old guy with the white hair, right? I'm telling you.
He's finagling me here for an ice pop, I'd say.
Well, that looks refreshing. I'm telling you. Loved those when I was a kid. Those were great.
So did I.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we're at. You know, we're in the beginning stages of collecting stories, reaching out to the people, you know, trying to see what would be the best case as far as solving the problem. And we're going from there, and we're going to hit the ground running. So yeah, I mean, any of our listeners that know anyone that's in a similar case, please let us know. Reach out to N. Carey at the RV Advisor. We'd love to get you on the show and talk through it. So yeah, it's exciting, but, you know, tough for the people experiencing it.
Yeah. N. Carey at the RVadvisor.com. And and that's where you can learn more. Talk to Neve about the new show, The Consumer Court. And you know, if you've experienced or know someone who's experienced contract crises or whatever, just in a world of trouble with whatever they're dealing with their RV, this is a new program that will definitely you know, help solve the issue and get you the help you need. So anyway,
Absolutely.
that's that. Now that we've figured that bit of information out,
and now it's raining.
And it's raining, so I'm going to let you go. And thanks, Cole, for the unexpected but pleasant guest appearance. And
he's grown a lot.
There you go. He's gotten a lot bigger since the last time we saw him.
He has. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Neve, thanks. Always great to see you, and we'll see you again soon. And folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time on the RV Advisor Podcast. So long, everybody.
Did you enjoy this video? Be sure to like, comment, and share, and hit the bell icon. Remember, ding ding, so that you're notified when new videos are uploaded. As always, don't forget to subscribe.